Good health is the foundation upon which individuals and families build long, healthy lives. When unburdened by sickness and disease, children can attend school and their parents can work and build a future for their families. Childhood vaccination in modern medicine is a successful way to protect the body from different viruses. The thing to keep in mind is that all of these vaccines are recommended at specific ages for two reasons. One, when the vaccine will work the best with your child's immune system, and two, when your child needs the protection the most. Today, I will be discussing the negative effects of people choosing against vaccination and why it should be stopped. This affects all of us in some way, shape, or form. Maybe your parents or guardians didn't want you to get vaccinated, and now as a legal adult, you're able to make that decision for yourself. Or maybe you have all of the recommended vaccines, whether it be from living on campus, requirements for school, or just listening to your primary care doctor, then this should affect you because you can choose whether or not to get boosters for certain vaccines, and you may face the choice of vaccinating your children now or in the future if you choose to have children. And even if you're up to date with all of your vaccines, you should still be concerned. The fact that people are choosing against vaccination is affecting this and future generation in the advancement of eradicating diseases. I have done thorough research and on this topic from journals and expert advice through American Academy of Pediatrics, along with the CDC website. Today, I would like to inform you about the power of vaccines and why they should be mandated in hopes of persuading you all to take action against not getting vaccinated. The vaccine is a prominent device in modern medicine, but has a lot of controversy surrounding it. It is a very powerful tool that provides protection from an infection or disease, which is known as immunity. In 2021, the website for the Centers for Disease Control Prevention, or as we all know, the CDC, defines a vaccine specifically as a preparation that is used to stimulate the body's immune response against diseases. Vaccines are usually administered through needle injections, but can be administered by mouth or sprayed into the nose. Vaccines for many diseases are actually taken for granted today because a lot of these diseases we don't think of as a huge threat, even though they were a big threat only about a century ago. I'm talking about chickenpox, mumps, measles, the flu, hepatitis A and B, which are all under control now. None of us were ever expecting to have to go through a huge pandemic outbreak at the start of 2020. Now to add to the list, we can add COVID-19. If enough people become immune, it creates what we know as herd immunity. Over time and eventually, this can help with disease becoming eradicated or eliminated completely. Babies and adults who cannot be vaccinated for various reasons are protected if the rest of the population gets vaccinated. Immunity is the body's way of preventing disease. Vaccines help the body's immune system learn how to fight germs. An example of smallpox, which was one of the most devastating diseases in the world, but was declared eradicated in 1980 thanks to vaccines. Despite this, there are various arguments for why one might not want to get vaccinated, but in the end, they are acceptable excuses. An example of an argument would be that certain vaccines are linked to autism, which stems from the famous Wakefield study in 1988 on 12 children that introduced the idea of combined mumps, measles, and the rubella vaccine causing autism. This article has an overwhelming amount of proof against it and has not only been proven wrong, but also corrupted. As the research article titled Wakefield article linking MMR vaccine and autism was fraudulent in the British Medical Journal in 2011, describes the clear evidence a falsification of data should not close the door on this damaging vaccine scare. Although this problem is a big one, there are a few simple steps that you can do to make a difference. My proposed solution is to do at least one of these three things. First, get yourself vaccinated. You can find a trustworthy list of recommended vaccines for the Centers for Controlled Disease Prevention website or vaccines.gov. Second, vaccine those within your care, or if you plan on having children, plan on vaccinating them. And finally, talk to people you know about vaccinations. Maybe you have a friend or a relative who is expecting a child. Talk to them and make sure that that child receives necessary vaccines. If you're at a loss of what to tell them, at least encourage them to do their own research or at least refer them to sites like these. By doing your part, you can really make a difference against the negative effects of anti-vaccinators. By taking the necessary actions, you're helping yourself and others. You will stay healthy, and you will also set the stage for future generations to stay healthy as well. Imagine a world where nobody has illnesses like these. You are also helping to contain diseases that scientists and researchers have worked so hard on helping contain and prevent. Eventually, you can be a part of the generation that corrects this hiccup and medical advancement, and you may even eliminate illnesses like COVID-19, measles, and rubella for good. So today, I talked to you about the controversy surrounding vaccines and why it's a better choice to choose vaccinations. Getting vaccinated can help contain diseases and prevent them from spreading in the hopes of preventing them and for good in the future. I'm asking you to get vaccinated yourself and talk to people about vaccination. And if you have children or will have children in the future, please make sure they get the required vaccines if they are able to. Thank you guys so much for listening to my speech. I really appreciate it, and I hope all of y'all get vaccinated. Have a great night, guys. Take care.